let's go, Brandon, ayy. Let's go, Brandon, ayy.
Hey guys, Brandon from Ross Lawn Care here. Hey, the whole bottle of wax has taught me so much. My favorite thing about it is how Brian breaks everything down step by step and teaches you how to price right, provide the service correctly, and how to set yourself apart from the competition. It has helped me a lot in my business. Anybody thinking about getting the whole bottle of wax, I would definitely jump on it. It is such a useful tool for you to have in your company.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here hanging with you guys. Well, good morning. Well, guys, today we're going to be talking all things snow plowing, snow removal, all things cold weather, climate, and a little bit of showing some love from Canada as well. We've got none other than Tad and then Andino. Is that how we say your last name, Tad?
Yes, correct.
There you go, brother. Well, welcome to the show. Where again do you live over there in Canada?
So we're in Lethbridge, Alberta. We're just north of Montana.
Okay, north of Montana.
We're about an hour. Yeah, we're about an hour away from the border.
Okay. There you go. Well, all my friends in the United States, we all mostly know where Montana is, but we might have to pull out a map even for that one, but just having some fun. So, so this is going to be a really fun episode. We're going to talk about your lawn and landscape business and all the work that you guys do in the summer, but you also do quite a bit of snow plowing, salting, and snow removal. So why don't you take a quick second, get these guys up to speed about what your business looks like today and what you guys got going on?
Yeah, for sure. So my business is called Timberwood Landscaping. We are, like I said, in Lethbridge, Alberta. We're about an hour away from the border. So my company, we do mostly construction, but we also do maintenance, like mowing. We usually mow about a day out of the week, and then the rest of the time is landscaping, construction. In the summer, we run most of the time one crew, sometimes two, depending on how busy we get. And then, our season goes roughly from like April to about mid-October. And then we do snow for the rest of the year.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Do you now? How big is your company? Is it just you? Do you have you and a couple guys, or what do you guys mostly focus on? Residential or commercial?
In the summer, we do residential construction, a little bit of commercial mowing. In the summer, I have about 2 full-time guys, sometimes 1 part-time helping us when we need to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the field like 80% of the time, and then I focus on like estimates and stuff when we're busy.
Cool.
And then in the winter, we do quite a bit of snow. I have about 5 guys between all of us. A bit more when we have heavier snow events, but yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, we're going to dive down the rabbit hole a little bit here, talking about snow plowing, snow removal. Tis the season, right? We're finally starting to get some snowstorms up here in Michigan. You guys have been getting some back-to-back events over there in Canada. And, if you guys are listening to the podcast, it's all about lawns, lessons, life, and it's a lawn and landscape podcast. Of course, the other double-edged sword of the green industry typically is the snow and ice management side of it. And we are going to have some of those interviews here, sprinkled in over the next couple of weeks and months, as you can imagine. And so if you guys are out there plowing that snow, making that dough, maybe you're actually listening to this while you guys are plowing snow at 2 a.m. and, doing the plow run and getting it all in. Maybe some of you guys are down in Florida, in the U.S., and you guys are still doing your bi-weekly mows. So that would be talk about the two ends of the spectrum there, right? But here's what we're going to do today. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors, going to hear a little bit more about all the promotions going on here, including the whole ball of wax promotion that we have going on at launchpreneuracademy.com. And then we're going to come right on back and hear a little bit more from Tad Andino with Timberwood Landscaping.
I'm Mr. Producer, and this news just in to Fullerton Unfiltered. Due to rising inflation rates, the 12 days of Christmas will only be the 2 days of Christmas this year. I guess the silver lining in all of this is that Christmas really will be about more than the giving and receiving of gifts now that most people can't afford as many as in the past. I think the good news is that most of you listening right now, because you are a lawntrepreneur and because of your hard work, industriousness, and commitment to improving the business side of your lawn care business, you're probably in a lot better shape than the guy that's just excited that Amazon raised the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Let me encourage you, keep investing in yourself and your biz by taking advantage of the whole ball of wax blowout over at lawnpreneuracademy.com. You could spend hundreds of hours watching YouTube videos and listening to podcasts, furiously taking notes and gleaning many of the ideas, concepts, best practices that are contained in the whole ball of wax. Or you could be efficient. Save 20% when you buy before midnight on Christmas Eve and have everything that you need in a logical, systematic, straightforward way that's going to help you maximize your off-season learning and just honestly be ready to kick inflation in the arse in 22. Again, the deadline to save $200 is midnight Christmas Eve, and I'll leave you a special link in the show description.
All right, guys. Well, let's jump right back into it. We've got Tad on line 2, and I want to hear a little bit more about what he's got going on. And so, Tad, maybe if you want to take us back to the beginning, how long have you been in the industry, and how did you get your start with Timberwood Landscaping?
Yeah, so I've been in the industry for about 6 years. I was going to school and working for a big landscaping company. And then graduated with a 2-year degree in accounting. And then I was going to finish my 4-year degree, and then COVID hit, and then all school went online.
Oh, okay.
And I tried the online thing, and didn't like it. So it's kind of hard to do 3rd-year courses for like finance and accounting. So I said, I would just wait until COVID is done, and then I'll go back to school. And then in the meantime, I started my business, and then it just grew, and then here we are doing it full time.
Wow, that's crazy. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So is this your 2nd year or 3rd year then, kind of full time?
Second full time year.
Okay. Now, did you have any prior experience? You were saying working for another company. How long did you work for them?
It's a quick math, for about 5 years.
Okay. What's your perspective working for somebody else in the green industry, and then having your own business now for 2 years? What's the things that are similar? What's the things that are different? Any pros and cons in that whole kind of story there?
Yeah, so that company had been in business for like 40 years, so they were really big, mostly commercial. They didn't do any residential mowing; they only did commercial, and then they did a lot of commercial landscaping. So I was in the landscaping division, construction, building like parks, boulevards, subdivisions, all of that stuff.
Okay.
And the main difference I would say is like small business can pivot more quickly, and then you can have more control of like your labor. You can make decisions quicker than a bigger organization. That company had a lot of managers, a lot of like office stuff, and like a lot of multiple divisions. Let's say they had a 3 division. They had like 14 dump trucks. Wow! It was quite the experience to learn about all of that and all of the systems and procedures that they had in place. I think it was a good thing for me to work for someone that big first, just to avoid some mistakes that most people do when they start growing too quickly.
What do you think some of those mistakes that some guys decide to just go out on their own, or they try to go all in and go to the moon their first year or two? What do you think helped you, especially with your accounting background and going through all that with the schooling? Did that help you with starting your own business, learning from those guys, and then some of the running your business maybe more correctly out of the gate with your numbers? Or what do you think gave you maybe a leg up compared to some of the other guys just starting out?
Yeah, I think I just saw what, per se, I see a lot of not little guys, but like guys starting over, they start like not doing everything legit, like insurance, business licenses, and all that stuff. So
Sure.
And yeah, having an accounting background helped me like make sure I was pricing jobs correctly. I still make mistakes. We all do. So yeah, that's one of the things that helped me get started. Kind of like a little bit ahead of some people per se. And then another thing is having starting building systems from the beginning. Like I had a CRM pretty much the first month in. I use Jobber for now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really helped me like keep organized and save a lot of time, like admin work.
Wow. Now, what do you think? What do you think your biggest tip or reason for your guys' success? 24 months into this thing, and growing through the pandemic and all the craziness that's been the last 24 months, 18 months. What do you think has been some of the keys to your guys' success and fast growth that have really put you guys in a different level compared to some of your competition?
I think communication, good customer service, and honestly, advertising. So a lot of guys say, "Oh, I don't advertise; it's only word of mouth." But I like advertising because I can control the amount of leads that come in.
Mm-hmm.
If I have too many, I can just turn it off, and then that gives us time to catch up per se.
What do you?
Yeah, I would say.
Go ahead.
Customer service, a good CRM, so you can show your customers that you're a professional.
Yes,
that's been one of the reasons.
Wait a minute. So leaving the check in the grill or Venmoing them $100 at the end of the month isn't the most professional way to do it. Or
yeah, exactly.
And I only say that jokingly because we've all been there, or a lot of us have started that way. Some people start out of the gate doing things correctly, and that's what we always try to suggest and promote and talk about. And we have like a training program, how to start your own lawn care business. And it might seem really simple, but to lay that foundation, that groundwork, is huge. And, if you don't do that from the beginning, you're going to have to kind of go back in and do surgery on your company, 5-10 years later. So we want to see you guys.
Twice the work later on.
Oh yeah. And it'll be multiples over because instead of like doing it correctly out of the gate, then you have to go all the way back and excavate all the way down to the bottom. And that's timely, it takes time and money to do that, costly. Now your guys' company over there in Canada, do you guys focus more on the lawn and landscape and the construction side of things to bring the revenue in and pay the bills? Or do you guys do more with the snow and salt? Like what's the revenue split and maybe what do you guys like doing most?
So I enjoy actually snow more.
Yeah.
You work a few times out of the month and it's really profitable.
Yep. Sure.
There's time to like work on the business and not just going crazy during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, throughout the summer we do mostly construction and we mow like 1 day a week.
Okay.
And those customers are mostly the customers that stay with us throughout the winter as well. So they kind of want having like one provider year round.
Nice. That's really, really cool. Well, let me ask you this. Talking about all things snow plowing and snow removal, I feel like that is if somebody wants to start their own lawn care business, I feel like it's almost simpler to get mowing clients, right? There's grass everywhere from Florida all the way to, the tips of Canada. So getting mow clients, it takes effort. Like you said, you got to advertise, you have to market. And not that you don't as well, obviously, with snow. I just feel like one of the questions I get more often is, how do you find good snow plow clients? How do you find commercial clients? How do you get residential clients? It's similar, but it is a little different. What have been some of the keys to your guys' success over the last 2 years with getting your snow business off the ground so rapidly? Because you got 4 or 5 guys working for you, and how many trucks do you have going with that?
So our operations in the winters are one truck doing residentials and sidewalks, and then one plow truck and one skid steer plowing snow. When we have bigger events, we bring another skid steer. We just rent one. But yeah, so we have about a residential route is about 30 customers, and then 2 guys can take care of that in about 5-6 hours on the light snow.
Is that per each rig or? for each guy?
Per truck.
Okay.
25 to 30 per truck. And then commercial customers, we have a plow truck and a skid steer can get everything done in about 7 hours.
Wow.
So we have quite a bit of commercial. I would say that my split is about 80% commercial and 20% residential, revenue-wise.
Wow. Now your guys is 4 or 5 guys. Are you guys all out there? And then when one guy's done, he's done because that's his route, and maybe he's in a different area of town, or do you guys all consolidate towards the end of the shift and try to help everybody else wrap up?
No, when everybody's done, they're just done. So how I have it set up is one guy does all the commercial sidewalks, and then when he's done, he jumps into the residential. Because we usually start residentials at 7 a.m. And usually we're done with our commercial sidewalks by 7 a.m. So, 4 to 7 a.m. is commercial sidewalks, 7 a.m. So like noon is residential sidewalks. That's how we have it set up. And then plowing is just 2 guys, a plow truck and a skid steer. And then it takes us about 7 hours per event.
Now, are you guys all in one side of town or one area where you have...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My town is really small. So 80% of my accounts are actually in downtown. And we actually don't trailer the skid steer. The skid steer just goes from site to site.
No kid. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like raw density, right?
Yep.
It's great.
Well, I was going to say around here, we've guys that have like these big front end loaders, skid steers, and they literally zip it up and down the road, going from one commercial tech park to the other one.
Yeah, we do the same. Like the longest the skid steer travels between a site is 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, if I get a couple more where I have a bunch of my stuff in Wixom, I'm 2 minutes away from doing that because we've been picking up more and more sites up and down that whole where I live, and I'm like, you know what? If I get 4 or 5 more commercial sites, that could be a real conversation, and hire another guy to just run that thing and do all of our commercial sites with 8, 10, 12, 14-foot push box. I don't even know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But what do you guys like for equipment for snow plowing most? What are you guys running out there, Boss or Western, and half tons, 3/4 tons?
So I run a 3/4 ton GMC with a Boss 92 XT plow, and my skid steer has a snow bucket and a push box, a snow pusher, a 84-inch. So that's what we run usually. And our commercial sidewalks are done with a small tractor.
Oh, okay.
It has a cab, so the guys don't get cold. So, and it's really efficient. Like one guy can take care of everything.
Wow.
So it saves me a lot in labor.
Yeah.
Instead of having 3 guys going around shoveling, one guy can get everything done in like half the time.
Do you guys use a blade on the tractor, or do you have the power brooms, or do you guys have a back blade, or what do you guys use?
So we have a blade and a power broom. We usually run the blade because our snow is mostly like really wet.
Okay. Like
60% of the time, and then anything over than 4 inches, we just found that the blade works better.
Okay.
Faster. So.
Yeah. I've seen quite a few guys on Instagram, especially in Canada. Everybody uses tractors, I guess. It's it's crazy, and I've seen lately a lot of guys moving to skids with buckets and what's the green machines? They're not Altos; those are the mowers. But I don't know. There's the green. The name is on the tip of my tongue, but it's the Avance, I think, is what it is, and they're all the green machines, the multi-tool machines, and so they'll put a couple different attachments on the front of those and keep them working year round. And I was actually just at our snow show here, maybe about 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, and the guy said a lot of what they're noticing out there is people switching over to multi-tooled machines where they can keep them running year round instead of just having maybe a snow raider, that goes out and about for 10 grand and does a sidewalks versus. Some other type of sidewalk machine that can be used as a mini skid as well,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and this tractor we just throw in the summer. We just throw a loader in the front, and then it becomes a small skisser kind of. You can move material around.
yeah. So, that's really, really cool.
But you have, but also the guys running tractors like bigger ones, you have to have the equipment for the work that you do, right? Our parking lots are mostly smaller, so our biggest one, it takes us 45 minutes.
Wow.
With one skidster.
Wow.
So I focus on smaller lots that we can get in and out in less than 15 minutes and charge our minimum. So I don't like accounts bigger than, let's say, 2 acres.
Okay. Like for total sidewalks or parking lots?
Parking lots, yeah. The sidewalks, our sidewalks are, same thing. We like smaller ones that we can get in and out quickly.
That's really, really cool. That's good to know.
Yeah, but that's the size we're at right now. If we eventually grow bigger, yes, we're gonna have to get like loaders and stuff. But for now, I like where we're at. I like having smaller lots. We can get in and out in 15, 20 minutes and charge our minimum or a little bit more. So I think it's really profitable that way.
That's really, really cool, dude. Now, where do you guys plan to take things over the next couple of years with the company? It's only year 2, and you guys already have a great foundation. So where do you plan to take things from there?
I think I'm going to work on getting our crews really efficient. We're going to run 2 crews in the summer for now. We're almost full for parking lots in the winter, and we can probably take on a few more, but after that, we're going to work on getting more efficient. And then after that, we're going to start adding more equipment. But for now, we're just working on becoming more efficient with the equipment and the staff that we have now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Are you going to expand with your crew and your team and the company as well, or where do you guys plan to go with there?
Yeah, we're going to expand a little bit. Right now we're running 2 trucks. The second truck is not full yet, so I actually want to expand the mowing side quite a bit. Have like a full 4 days of mowing, and then the landscaping as well. So
yeah,
for the next year, I want to have two crews in the summer, and then expand a little bit more in the commercial side in the winter.
Okay.
So that's the plan for the next couple of years.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Now, where when you were getting your business started, was there any resources that you guys were using to get your business off the ground, or anything from the other company? Not that you're using like their resources, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But how did you get your contracts? I think you said you used some of Mike Bedell's stuff when we were talking a couple of weeks ago on a coaching call, or maybe a month or 2 ago now on a coaching call. What have you used, or what have you found to help you grow, or have you used some of your own documents and resources? What do you got going on out there?
Yeah, so like I told you, I think I purchased Mike's contracts like 2 years ago when we were getting started. I bought some of your programs too, some flyers, and then honestly just podcasting and books. I listened to you, Paul James, and all of those guys. So
yeah.
And then I took a few. I took contracts from Mike, and then a couple from other places, and then put them together. Had our attorney look at it, and then our insurance company said, "Yeah, it's all good to go." So
wow.
Especially for plowing, we have to make sure that we're covering our bases.
Yeah, because you were saying in Canada it's a little different than in the States. Like you guys, is it zero tolerance, or is it just because there's so much ice, or what's the difference up there?
It depends on the account. Most people here, we plow after 1 or 2 inches sidewalks. We treat them as zero tolerance. Like any trace, we go out and clear them just because of the liability.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we don't salt. We use something called pickle mix, which is a mix of sand and salt.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it gets too cold that we actually need traction for our parking lots, because it's normal to have a little bit of snow and ice packed down in our parking lot. So we mostly just use sand and pickle mix.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Well,
I would say that's the difference. Yeah.
Anything that you want to button up with this? Because this is just a fun episode where we get to talk about snow plowing and snow removal, and 'tis the season. And what's some maybe encouraging words for somebody who's thinking about getting into the snow plowing business? Maybe they're just jumping into it right now, and they're looking for some helpful tips or some hints, to get this business or this year going. And they haven't had their first snow event, or they're looking to get this going next year, and they're just maybe listening to some older episodes of the podcast. Any encouraging words as guys are getting into the business?
Yeah, I would say educate yourself with as much as you can. Listen to Brian, Corey Ballards, all of the guys that have been doing this for a while. Listen to their advice. Get ready. Go over contracts. Learn the language and your market, just to make sure your contracts are done properly.
Yeah.
I would say get from a few guys. Take what you need from each one to make it work for you. Mm-hmm. And then I would say start small with residentials if you can, because insurance is really expensive.
Yeah.
At least in our market.
Yep.
I've been hearing crazy premiums for new guys starting out. So I would say start small with residential. Usually insurance is cheaper.
That's a great tip.
Yeah. Grow as you can slowly. Unless you can afford the insurance hit. But it'll take some time before you pick up some commercials.
Yeah, I think that's really, really good. And I'd like also to go full circle. It's kind of a tip, at least in my opinion, and I'm sure it's something that you guys do by design, is don't overestimate your routes and your plow run times. A 1 to 4 inch event, or 2 to 4 inches, or 2 to 3 inch snow event might take you 5, 6, 7 hours, like you were just alluding to with your guys. And as you guys would imagine, if you double the snow, it's going to double your time. And you get an 8 or 10 inch or 12 inch snowstorm, and that route really quickly goes from 7 hours to 20 hours. And being in a plow truck for 12, 15, 18, 20 hours, it can add up and take a toll on you and your guys. So we always want to keep people fresh. We don't want to get buried. We don't want to overextend ourselves. So if you have a plow or a truck or a skid steer that's going to be tallying up and tacking on 6 to 8 hours, that might be a healthy amount to take on per truck. I don't have a huge litmus there, because we only run the run truck. We're going to get a second truck. But Tad, what's your thoughts or opinion on that? Is that kind of what you guys try to aim for?
So right now once we fill out these 2 pieces of equipment that we have, we're going to work on getting rid of the customers that are probably priced a little bit low, and then the ones that the new ones that are going to come in are going to have priority. And then once all our routes is as efficient as possible, then we're going to look at adding another plow or a piece of equipment.
I like that. Yeah, don't feel obligated to add more snow equipment just because you want to get more customers. You can always raise your rates and get better customers.
Yeah, exactly. Right now we have a good amount, but as good customers keep coming in, we're raising the rates to the ones that need to be raised.
I like it.
And then on the ones that are slow payers are going to be the first ones to go.
Yep.
Well.
No, that's really, really good. I was just talking to my friend Mike Bedell maybe a week ago, and we were talking about snow customers, and I need to get him on the show as well, because he was dropping nuggets, you're dropping nuggets, and I'll tell you what, I'm exceedingly grateful for people who put out snow plowing content. Whether they're just talking about X's and O's on YouTube or on a podcast, or snow contracts and blah, blah, blah. It's like, snow business is it can be a tricky business. My uncle got into it last year for about 3 minutes. He bought a $3,000 junk truck, and he just wanted something to do on the side. And he got hosed. I mean, from the truck and the equipment to what they were charging, and then what they were putting down the salt for, they made no money. He lost money. And I'm like, dude, I literally do this for a living, try to tell people, encourage people, help people out with all this stuff and all these resources. And he's like, well, I bought a $3,000 truck on the corner. It said like snow plow business ready, on the for sale sign. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Some old like 20-year-old square body, and any which way. But that's really, really cool, man.
My opinion is you need the best equipment you can afford for snow. Like you can't afford to be down at 3 a.m. with 4 inches on the ground, and then you have customers to take care of.
Yep.
It's not only for business, but the liability. If you don't get anything done and something happens, like you can lose everything.
Yeah. Yep. I totally agree. In fact, the biggest guys around us, they have the nicest equipment, and I'm sure a lot of it's on time, let's be honest, but at the same point, if they're doing it right, they're making some pretty good margin on that equipment. And so they can afford to have it in tip top shape and have the newest stuff out there, because breakdowns will crush you in snow plowing. That's also a great reason why you have a bunch of friends and buddies and network and have other subcontractor friends, where you guys can divide and conquer and rely on each other, because things break down, even new things break down. You guys know that. So that's really, really cool. Anything else you want to...
Exactly.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, anything else you want to button up with, and some final thoughts for these guys?
No, I would just say, snow, if you want to get into snow, it's you can make good money, but you have to be really careful how to do it. Grow slow. If you have the equipment already, just grow slow, and then make sure you keep everything maintained and properly, have a backup plan.
There you go.
Be friends with your other contractors in the area. You never know what's going to happen at 3 a.m. in the morning, right?
I'll tell you what. I was going to say, snow contractors seem to be more in it, even than sometimes than lawn care bros.
Exactly.
It's a different commitment. When you're out there plowing parking lots at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, those people seem to be more. I don't say like cooler, because it's usually the same folks, but you guys know what I'm saying. We're all kind of in it together, like getting all the work done, all the entrances done, working together, coordinating where we're all pushing snow, so we're not creating more work for the next guy. You know how that goes. I don't think it's the same effort, for guys that mow grass, because one of the commercial sites we do, the guy that mows it right next to us blows all of his clippings on our mulch beds, and I'm like, I'm going to kill this guy, one of those deals. But you do that with snow, you're going to have some real issues. You know what I mean? So that's a whole nother story. But yeah, that's cool, man. We'll button up right here. Right, we're close to a half an hour here. This is pretty cool. Where can people find you if they want to follow along, and if they ever want to shoot you a message or follow you guys on Instagram or social? Where are you guys at, and where can people find you?
Yeah, we're on Instagram and Facebook at Timberwood Landscaping. You can find us there. You shoot us a message if you have any questions or if you want to see some of our work. So
yeah. Amen to that. Well, Tad, appreciate you taking time to be on the show today. We're actually shooting this over the weekend and kind of hanging out here before the holidays. And we appreciate you taking a half out of your busy schedule. You have a beautiful wife and then one baby or 2 kids? I forget.
Just one.
Just one. That's right.
Born in July 4th.
That's right. Boy or girl?
Girl.
That's right. I remember us on our coaching call. You were about a month ahead of me, and I'm like, "Hey, man, how's things look?" And we were just talking newborn baby stuff, and super excited for you, man, and glad to hear that the family's doing well for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Awesome, man. All right, guys. We'll button it up right here, and just a short and sweet one today, talking about all things snow plow and snow removal. If you guys want to learn more, we've got some really good podcasts that we usually shoot. Winter time frame. Maybe go back to last year in the podcast. We did some really good conversations with Corey Ballard, actually, who runs Perfect Cut Site Management, and he talked a lot about how they structure their snow business. If you guys want to check out Launchpreneur Academy, shameless plug. Ton of snow contracts, resources, how to plow snow training programs. Tad actually used some of the snow contracts back when we had them for sale at debtfreelandscaper.com, which is my friend Mike Bedell's website. We actually migrated those over to Launchpreneur Academy just to give them a little bit of a bigger platform where you guys have been devouring those resources to implement them into your snow business. So, guys, I would just give you a big piece of encouragement. Don't plow snow without good contracts, residential or commercial. We also have our snow and ice management log where we track the conditions, the site conditions, the weather conditions, all that stuff. We fill one out every time we visit a commercial site. And then we also have the How to Plow Snow training program. So if you guys want to get your feet wet, learning about equipment, how to plow a parking lot, how to plow a driveway, best practices. We have it all there right at launchpreneuracademy.com, and check that stuff out. It's extremely valuable content for like $99 for a lot of those resources each, which is a steal. So, guys, that's it for this episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. We look forward to catching up with you guys here on the next one.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.